In my opinion, it's just another tax on individuals, and I don't like it. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that's heading into 2025 in a negative way for the Phoenix housing market and the housing market in general. One of the most important things we have on a home in Arizona is an air conditioning system. Well, in 2025, your home is going to get a whole lot more expensive, and there's going to be more disputes between buyers and sellers on each transaction. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about one of the key things affecting the market in 2025. In today's video, we're going to talk about what's happening with a new EPA regulation that's going to affect air conditioning units in Arizona and throughout the United States. But in Arizona, you can't live in a home with an air conditioning system, and I've never seen a home without one. It's a very critical thing, and during the summer when they break down, it's an even bigger deal for everyone. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the new EPA regulations and how the government is adding more inflation to the cost of a home. You're going to see a lot of battles between buyers and sellers in 2025 and beyond, and you're going to see an increased cost of home ownership. So the last couple years in the housing market has been very difficult. We have high home prices, we have high inflation, we have high insurance rates, and insurance continues to rise. And now we have in 2025 a new EPA regulation governing our air conditioning systems. Here's a summary right here from Google. Starting January 1st, 2025, new air conditioners and heat pumps in the United States must use refrigerant with a global warming potential of 750 or less. This is a major change from current refrigerants, which average around 2,000. New regulations are intended to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, limit ozone depletion, and encourage more environmentally friendly AC systems. The transition date of this, January 1st, 2025, with a 1-year grace period and a deadline of January 1st, 2026. The new refrigerant, we're not going to go into that. It doesn't really matter. It's foreign to most of us. The good news about this is existing equipment, existing air conditioners and heat pumps are not subject to the new regulations and can be used until the end of their life. Now, we went through this before, and I remember this vividly back in 2010. And what's going to happen is every home inspection that comes up, and every time a buyer goes to buy a home or a seller tries to sell a home, there's going to be a dispute over it. Because what's going to happen is home inspectors are going to tell everyone buying a home that they're going to need to ask the sellers to replace the air conditioner systems because of the change. The sellers, on the other hand, are not going to know what to do, and they're going to pull back and say, I'm not going to sell to this buyer. Or maybe they'll negotiate something. One thing that happens, especially now that we're in a buyer's market, is buyers are in control. And in Arizona, air conditioning systems are one of the most expensive things that you can put on a house. And the newer systems run at a higher pressure than the older systems, and they will not last as long as the older air conditioning systems. I have a good air conditioner guy. Another pro tip right here is never hire an air conditioner company to come out to your home where their technicians work on commission. Before you ask them to come out or schedule an appointment, ask them on the phone, do your techs work on commission? If they do, hang the phone up immediately. So a couple questions that I get asked all the time by my sellers is, if I put a new air conditioner system on my house, will that increase my value? AC salesmen all over the United States are going to be telling everybody it definitely increases the value of your home. But I can just tell you from personal experience, you're not going to get more on an appraisal of your home for putting on a new system. Back in 2010, when they put in these new requirements or updated the older requirements, people were running out buying new air conditioner, and air conditioner companies were taking advantage of people. Everybody forgets that when they do these big updates, the older systems can remain in place, and they're going to have to provide some type of freon that will work in these systems. The next thing that people need to understand is air conditioning systems don't often leak. You should never have to put freon in your car, your home air conditioner system, or your refrigerator. Most people don't realize that a refrigerator is similar to an air conditioner system. A freon system is a sealed system. You don't rarely ever see anybody going to the refrigerator and adding freon. And that's because they don't replace the Freon. The difference is your air conditioning unit is outdoors and it's out in extreme heat and the sun beating down on it. The estimated cost of these new air conditioning units are between 15 and 30%. Another thing that concerns me with these new units is they're going to have leak detection systems. The funny thing is with all of this, there's very little Freon released into the environment, only when a person has a leak. And if these new units are set up to shut off if there's a leak, normally these leaks are very small. And when they do happen, the new units are going to shut off. Anybody that lives in Arizona at 110 or 15 or 20 degrees in the summer knows that when their air conditioner goes out in the middle of the summer, they're in trouble. Many of the technicians are busy and can't get to their home for 2, sometimes 3 days. Now, you can probably pay extra and get them out there the same day or maybe pay overtime. But this is going to be a big deal if air conditioning units are shutting off in the middle of the summer for Arizona residents, and then people have to pay extra to get their service people to come out. Overall, this is a really bad thing right now taking place while home prices are high, interest rates are high, people are suffering right now from inflation. Inflation doesn't seem to be going down. I was just at the grocery store today and I hear conversations every time I go up to the cash register. Believe me, I'm for clean environment and good air quality, but these systems, people don't understand how sealed they are and how little a problem freon leaking into the atmosphere is. In my opinion, it's just another tax on individuals, and I don't like it. But in the meantime, as a real estate agent, I'm going to have to work with my buyers and sellers. My tips for buyers are learn a little bit more about the air conditioning system. Ask questions, ask for maintenance records. Try to find out if that system's ever had any freon added to it. If the system has had freon added to it, that means there has been a leak. Now, don't get me wrong, they could fix that leak. Now, another thing that's going to happen for buyers is home inspectors are going to tell every buyer that every unit should probably be replaced if it's over 5 years old. Our air conditioners, and I've seen them 20 years old on a house and still going. The other thing is home inspectors and air conditioning companies are going to be running a lot of advertisements and they're going to be telling people that they need to replace their units that are only a few, maybe 2 or 3 years old. That's bad. On the seller side, what I'm going to recommend to my sellers is you go and call an air conditioning company, and if you need the number of one, I can provide it. You have the unit inspected, which I always recommend to do every single season before summer anyway. Find out if you have any issues with your unit that are going to be a problem. While they're on your roof, ask them, what year is my air conditioner? Because most people don't even know what year their air conditioner is. And at the same time, if there's any major repairs coming up or needed while they're looking at your unit, ask them what a replacement cost for a newer unit with a new Freon is going to cost. That way you have something in mind or you know what it would cost should a buyer come to you and ask for a price reduction or a replacement during a home inspection. The other thing that people can do is ask if their air conditioner company would allow them to put the unit on and pay for it at close of escrow. If you don't have the money to pay for a new unit, maybe you can get your proceeds to pay for it at the close of escrow. I'm sure there's going to be air conditioner companies and providers out there that are going to do this. Overall, it's going to be a real crazy time, a wild market. I went through this in 2010. I remember going through the home inspections and there was disagreements between the buyers and sellers and the buyers were afraid. So this is going to be a big cost and something people have to think about and navigate through during their home buying and selling process. Thanks for watching today. Our next video, we're going to talk about another big thing that's impacting the market in 2025, and that's going to be ADUs. They've already approved ADUs for the state last year, and now they're already making changes, adding more, and deregulating the ADUs. So look for that video next week. Have a great day.